Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm gonna discuss credit score. Your credit score doesn't have to be a mystery, whether you are trying to build it, improve it, or just understand it. Today I'm going to be addressing the most common misconceptions about credit score and how to tackle them. Let's start. Myth number one: approaching your credit limit doesn't affect your credit score. The worst thing that you can do for your credit file is to approach the credit limit. As I have said that in all my videos, keep your credit utilization under 30%. Your credit score is positively or negatively affected by your credit utilization. If your credit utilization exceeds the 30% margin, is going to reflect badly on your credit score and ultimately your credit file. Myth number two: closing a paid off card always helps your score. This is not true. If you close a card or the account history very old, it will not really affect your credit score in a positive way. Rather, it could lead to a negative impact of your credit card because it will reduce the overall credit limit that you have, which will affect your credit score, and also it will show to credit bureaus that you don't have a long credit history. On the other hand, closing an older credit account will only show the lender that you don't have a long credit history, and that will affect your credit score negatively. Myth number three: this is an important one. If you have a late payment on your credit card or your credit file, it will stay there for as long as 7 years. This will not go away in your file. So the first thing that you can do is to never have a late payment. But if you unfortunately have a late payment, don't worry. See, credit score is not just a singular number. It is dependent on multiple factors. So credit score is not just determined by the amount of debt you have, or if you have late payments or not. It is an overall estimate. So there are other factors that can affect it. So for example, if you have a negative mark like that of a late payment on your credit file, don't worry. If you improve other factors like your credit utilization and your payment history, that will outweigh the negative, because lenders and credit bureaus see your files as a whole, and those other factors also contribute towards your credit score. Myth number four: there's a universal credit score. That's false. There is no universal credit score. Lenders look at multiple scores and multiple models to see your eligibility for any debt. So for example, if you are applying for a mortgage, a different credit model will be utilized that has stricter criteria, as opposed to if you are looking to apply for a new credit card, FICO score might be utilized. So most common scores are FICO and Vantage scores, but a lender may look at different scores and models to determine your eligibility. So there is no one universal score. There will be multiple scores reported by multiple bureaus that will lead to the determination of your eligibility for a particular debt or credit. Myth number five: carrying a balance helps your credit score. This is a rather expensive myth. So if you have a balance on your credit card and you haven't paid for it, it will only incur balance and will only negatively affect your credit score. There are no positives to having a very large balance on your credit report. Myth number seven: your income affects your credit score. That's not true. Having a good income helps in lenders determining your eligibility for a credit card, but it doesn't impact your credit score. Your credit score is purely based on how you manage credit. So the only things that you should focus on is paying everything on time, reducing your utilization, and not having any late payments on your credit file. Myth number seven: checking your credit hurts your score. This is a very big misconception. This is not true at all. So there are two types of inquiries. There's a soft inquiry and there's a hard inquiry. A soft inquiry is when you check your credit score yourself, like through your bank app or through Experian or other credit bureaus or through Vantage score. And a hard inquiry is when lenders do a hard check on your credit file to assess your eligibility for a credit card or mortgage or loan. So if you have a hard inquiry on your file, it will obviously affect your credit score. It will go down. But if you do a credit check by yourself, it will have no negative impact on your credit file. Myth number eight: there's a credit blacklist. So this is not true. So there's no such thing as a credit blacklist. So credit bureaus only report your credit score for lenders to review, and lenders get a variety of tools and models to assess your eligibility. So the factors that will only affect your credit score or your ability to apply for other cards is your credit utilization and your late payments and your overall account health. So there's no such thing as a blacklist. Even if you have late payments, there's no blacklist. It will only affect your credit score, and that's the only thing that is going to be there. Myth number nine: debit cards build credit. So this is a misconception as well. If you have a debit card and if you pay through it, it will be only credited from your account. It won't have any effect on your credit card or your credit utilization or anything related to a credit card. This is false. Myth number 10: this is an important one. For some people have this misconception that having a perfect score of 850 will give them any flashy perks. The biggest thing that a good credit score does is to give you better interest rate and increase your eligibility for credit cards. At the end of the day, your creditor will look at multiple factors before deciding your eligibility. Sometimes people with a very high credit score get denied, and sometimes people with a low score get accepted. So always think of it like that. It's an overall report. So always remember, it's not one singular thing, but a collection of different things that can affect your eligibility for mortgage loan, and at the end of the day contribute towards your score. So my advice, don't try to chase perfection. Rather than perfection, choose to maintain a healthy account balance with a good score without taking any late payments and without exceeding your utilization above 30%. If you do that, you're going to be solid, you're going to have a good score, and you're going to have a very good account history. So my 3 tips are: always pay your account in full, do not exceed 30% utilization, and focus on overall account health. If you have followed through till the end, thank you so much for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe, and you can see my latest upload here. If you have any questions or suggestions, you can put them in the comment box. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.